everyone. It's Chris Bennett, your blockchain beard guy. Most of the time when I do these videos, I'm talking about blockchain or something tech related. I'm going to take a little deviation today. I was reminded in a conversation with someone about an incredible series of blog posts I read years ago called the Gervais Principle. I'm going to include a link so you guys can go read through all this yourself. It's a bit of a lengthy read, but it's really worth it. A really interesting approach to explaining the three archetypes, or what the author believes are the three archetypes in business. This is on a great site called Ribbon Farm by a brilliant author, Venkatesh Rao. And like I said, I'll include a link. But the basic idea that Venkatesh explores is that there are three main archetypes in business. The first are the losers, and he uses very negative terms, but he doesn't mean anything negative by them. He's using them for their literal meaning, so don't read too much into the negativity associated with these words. The first group are losers, and they're not losers because they're terrible people. They're losers because they've just made a losing economic deal. And that's where all or most of us have been at some point in our lives. This is just when you're working for someone else. The basic economics of it are that you're always leaving money on the table by working for someone else in exchange for security and working for a larger corporation and maybe not having to be a leader and make all the tough decisions. But by working for someone else, you're always leaving a little bit of money on the table. Your employer has to be able to make a little bit of money off you. Otherwise, your job just doesn't really make sense and you wouldn't have it. So nothing wrong with being a loser, but that's the first group. The second group are the psychopaths. These are the leaders at the top of the organization. The founders, the ones who make all the long-term strategic business decisions. And again, Venkatesh doesn't mean that these are true psychopaths. All he's talking about is this idea that to be a leader in business, you often have to do things that other people wouldn't be willing to do. Maybe in order to make sure that the company survives and most of your employees still have a job, you have to lay some people off and get rid of a lot of jobs. That's not something that a lot of people could do. They'd feel uncomfortable with it. Would really keep them awake at night. So the psychopaths, in the literal meaning of the term, just have to be a little bit willing to do things other people wouldn't do and not over-index the feelings or emotional states of others, just like a psychopath. And then in between are the clueless. The clueless are just the middle layer. In Venkatesh's article series, he uses the American version of The Office as a great example to illustrate these three archetypes. And the clueless is best represented by Michael Scott. The clueless just exist as a buffer. They don't get insight or have any voice in the decisions the psychopaths make. And they're there because the losers and the psychopaths really don't interact that well directly. There has to be some kind of buffer between them. So they have no idea what's going on at the top, and they're not really liked or respected by the people on the bottom. So they do just kind of float around clueless, keeping the losers and the psychopaths from having to interact too much. So that's just a brief overview. If any of this sounds interesting, it's a really, really good read. Quite a long read. He's got it broken up into multiple parts, but I definitely recommend it. Even if you don't agree, it's kind of an interesting starting point for a discussion with your friends and coworkers and other people in the professional space. So if you take a read through, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think of the Gervais Principle. And I promise next time we'll get back to blockchain and what we're supposed to be talking about. But I just thought this would be a fun little diversion. Anyway, until next time, this is Chris Bennett, Blockchain Beard Guy.